So we've had this white pegboard in the garage for a few years, and we wanted to get it a little bit more organized, and we have a bit more tools. So we disassembled it and are going to replace it with a French cleat system. So breaking out the new table saw and ripping down some big sheets of 3/4 plywood here. And hilariously, the camera was mounted on the garage door, and I completely forgot about it as I was trying not to chop my fingers off. Yeah, I'm trying to keep an eye on the fence there, keeping the sheet pushed up against the fence. My cutoff table on the mobile workbench wasn't tall enough, so I had to get some spacers. Using 2x4s, put those underneath the back so I didn't have to keep holding down the entire sheet just at the front. Once that was split off a third, I cut these other thirds, this other 2/3 in half to give me 3 even strips, and then I further chop those down into just like strips that have a 45-degree angle on one edge. And if you do it right, you can kind of split them in half, and then you can use half of them for the pieces that you use when you're building the cleat fixtures, and then half of them for the actual wall. So in this garage, I just mounted them directly onto the wall because we can see, even though you see the gray paint, you can still see the strips because the walls were not textured. Okay. Gotta love that feeling of blowing sawdust off of something that you just cut. Alright, ripping some more down. Okay, so this is a third. Now I'm ripping that down in thirds also. And then each of those thirds are cut almost in half, where there's a larger section that gets mounted to the wall and a smaller section that gets chopped up into the backings for each of the fixtures. And right about here, I completely forget that the camera is mounted on the garage door. And I click the garage door opener, which opens the garage and makes it impossible to see the rest of the build. But yeah, so I skip over the part where the actual strips are being ripped down. But you'll see my face and realize what I realized was, oh man, the camera is attached to the garage door. Pretty funny. Okay. Not gonna make that mistake again. On to actually putting up the cleats that are mounted to the wall. I just put one at a height that is almost the top of my existing workbench, but made it level. And then on top of that, I put a spacer, just a 1x3 spacer, and then mounted each of the next several here. I wasn't really counting or keeping track or thinking very much ahead to what I was going to mount on these, but yeah, just kind of went with the flow, threw them up. Here's the first fixture. We made a little holder for some drills with a nice big shelf top. My little helper measuring some stuff. And here are several of the fixtures we made, something for holding the tape, something for, yeah, we got the drill thing, we've got some Stanley things, some stuff for Allen wrenches. There's my helper, and this is almost the finished product.